Hello, welcome to our Ability Skills Knowledge Fraternity. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining and stay with us till the end. Once again, I am 𝐏𝐬𝐲𝐜𝐴th, host and CEO and Management Controller in Ability Skills Knowledge Fraternity. Firstly, I want to say about today's free session. Today's session is workable for those who lose their confidence, did not trust, and have suspect on oneself. I hope today's session will be effective who are struggling with own personality. Every day some new participant joined with us, so I have to give little concept about ability, skills, knowledge, fraternity. What is Ask Fraternity? Ask Fraternity stands for Ability, Skills, Knowledge Fraternity. It is an online platform which aims to enhance the skills of youth living across the world. It promotes the talent of the humans and also provide earning platform. Ask Fraternity offers free international webinars, workshops, and paid short courses. Its origin is in Pakistan, founded by Dr. Aksar Rubani and Mr. Zain Khan as a vice president. Our collaborative partners are Go Study Global Education from China and Drive VN Training Academy Center UK and Al-Safa Institute of Paramedics and Rehabilitation Services. Motto of Ask Fraternity: creating new leaders by nurturing and promoting the talent of common people is the main purpose of Ask Fraternity. Its slogan is sometimes choosing a different path from others does not mean isolating yourself. It means that you know who are you. I am warmly welcoming in you all. Today we are representing the session on psychology with trainer Miss Nomel Russell. So let's start our program. Please give a warm welcome to Nomel Russell. Hello ma'am.
Hi, Aksha. Thank you for the warm welcome. Is my voice clear? One more time. Is clear? Can you hear me? Aksha, can you hear me? Hello, everyone. Today we're going to learn about our fifth lesson, which is developmental psychology. This is across developmental study humans across the lifespan, stages of our growth in mental. How do we grow psychologically in stages? Of course, we all know that first we'll be born like a baby, then there will be a lot of stages, teenager, kids, then we'll go into adulthood. So this is how the psychological works according to our brain and psychology. Next, go to introduction. Developmental psychology studies human across the lifespan. It's all about our lifespan. How do we grow over our life? Developmental psychology is focused on human growth and changes across the lifespan. We of course face a lot of changes. When we are kids, it's different. When we go to teenager, we do have changes of hormones, growth, and etc. When we go to adulthood, there's another changes across our lifespan, including physical, cognitive, social, intellectual, personality, emotional growth. Every stages of life we grow. When we were baby, we can't control our emotion because whatever we wanted, we will cry and we will get it. That's what we know when we were baby. When kids, we will able to understand a little bit. For example, if our mother said you can't get this now, we'll cry, but not as how we used to be. So there will be little growth. So when we are teenager, we tend to understand more because the mental growth is more good. We can socialize also. Our physical also will change. Like girls will at an age, they will have changes in their body, hormones. Boys has different type of changes. Girls have different type of changes. So all these contribute to developmental psychology. So this is all about our growth. How does our mental growth over ages of our life? Developmental psychology investigate biological or genetic, neurological, psycho, social, cultural, environmental factor of human growth. Yes, culture plays a role, environment plays a role, neurological, like we said last time, we saw the biopsychological. We talk about how does we grow mentally, how does the nerves plays a main role in our mental growth. How does it give us, teach us how to make decision, how we, cannot pressure the mental and everything. So this is genetic. Genetic also plays a main role. For example, whatever our parents' genetics are, it will pass down to us. Even the growth, we can take example of people who have. You can see some people will have ADHD, bipolar, depression, and also Down syndrome. All these are passed on. So genetic also plays a role when it comes to growth. Not only mentally, physically also our growth will be affected if one of the things actually has in your gene, it will actually contribute to your lifespan also. Next will be go to three major issues in developmental psychology. Is development due more to genetics or environment? As we know, both plays a role, but genetic is one of the main role because we carry everything through genetic. Sometimes if you go, for example, if you're not well, they'll ask, does your family have this kind of history? So genetic more to history. So they look at your history. Environment, yes, plays a role, but the major one is genetic. The answer will be genetic. So whatever your generation has, disease, talent, everything is passed on to you. So like I said, according to the four class passes, whoever has mental health issues, if their parents has highly chances for you to have it because it's passed on through genetic. It was scientifically proven that genetics plays a main role. Second will be, does development occur slowly, smoothly, or do changes happen in stages? As we know, everybody go through changes in stages. Infant, toddler, teenager, kids, adult, all this. We will go through stages. There's no slowly, there's no smoothly. Smoothly happen because we go through everything. Like I said, normal kids are different, ADHD kids are different, Down syndrome kids are different. All of them will go through the changes, but in a different stages. Some will be the mental, the development mental will be very good. Some the Down syndrome will be not developed because due to certain problem in their genetics and in their body, so that they can't grow according to the stages of life. Like some people born short, some people will be extreme tall. So all these are genetic defect, which will actually give effect on them. So I hope you guys have a clear picture how does this developmental, because like I said, your mental is a major thing. So that's how it work through your physical. So that's like your main it's like your main box where you have to keep it very secure. If anything happen, it will affect your psychological, your physical. Next, we'll be going to prenatal development. Prenatal development is psychologists are interested in diagnose such as Down syndrome that might be noticed during the prenatal before the birth stage. Nowadays, our technologies are very good, so they can detect if this baby that was going to born will be premature or will have any Down syndrome problem, so that they can make you prepare for the worst. They can actually educate you how to look after the baby, how to fix the problem, and etc. Next will be childhood. Early childhood. Developmental psychologists are interested in whether young children, such as walking, talking, developing fine motor, yes, they will find out how does their growth. After they are born, after some time, they will check whether they can hear, whether they can walk, whether they can talk properly. They will check their development of their mental, because mental plays a main role in developing your motor skills. Next will be middle childhood. In this stage, child will go through knowledge through experiment, question, and observation. Yes, they will experiment all these changes. They will be asked a question and they will be observed. Sometimes doctors will give kind of puzzle or some kind of things to observe whether they can sort it out or not, whether their mind has developed the stages they're supposed to, or they are slow learner. That's where they detect all the ADHD, Down syndrome, all these things. Adolescence is time to time major spectrum of personal development that identify formation teens. Young adults might experiment with various identity. career choices and interests. When you go to teenager, you will try to be more focused on studies, how well you can cope up with study, how well you can socialize with people. Are you afraid to be in a group? Are you afraid to be with people? Are you good to speak? Do you have confidence? Do you have low self-esteem? They can find out. Early adulthood, during this adulthood, most people are focused on preparing for the rest of their life through a focus on education, career, and financial independence. Like we said, this is another early adulthood where we will be after our school, we have graduated. We'll focus on education. What type of education do we want to go? This is a way where we make a decision of our life. Next, what will be the major decision happens in this early adulthood? Next, middle adulthood is middle age. Adults are often focused on helping in the next generation, whether in their own family or their community. Once we establish everything, sometimes we will have this kind of charity work. Some people do charity work, so they want to help others. They'll create an organization. They will do some volunteering work so that they want to do extra effort to help the next generation, and they will be preparing others for a better future. So this is the development stages of our mental. Next will be major branches of developmental psychology. First, psychosocial development theory. This theory is product of ongoing interaction between individual and their social environment. How does we as an individual engage with people, and also how we interact with people? How we Are we okay with groups, or are we try to be alone? Are we scared of mingling, and etc. An example of this: when a toddler is in a store with their parents, the toddler may wander off in the store on their own to look. The parents then will realize the toddler has walked off and go get them. The parents may reprimand them by popping their bottom, smacking their hand, or yelling at them. Of course, when we lost our child, suddenly they just go out without telling us, we'll get very concerned. When we concern, we try to react. So this is something I can give as a example of how the psychosocial developmental theory works. When we will educate our child, that's wrong for you to leave the place because anybody could kidnap you. So then they know that, oh, it's wrong to live without parents. But before that, they do not know the importance of parents. They will just walk away because they don't know. Next, this theory is will be children's intelligence undergoes changes as they grow. As everybody grow, cognitive development in children is not only related to acquiring knowledge, children need to build or develop a mental model of their surrounding world. They have to not only learn, but they have to develop their mental. They have to know what is actually the stages that they're going, like observing, like talking, walking. How does they listen? When you talk to them, can they process what you're talking? Children cognitive development arrives through their physical interaction with the world. Like I said, nowadays there's a telephone, there's a mobile where they can watch those of videos. So they interact with the people. So they when they saw the particular cartoon outside, they'll say, "Oh, mama, this is the one." So you see, they observe and they know this is the thing. So that is very important. So that if they can observe that, then they are very good because their mental has developed very good. Next, we'll be going to attachment theory. Attachment theory is psychological and etiological theory concerning relationship between humans. Yes, relationship between humans. The most important is young children need to develop a relationship with at least one primary caregiver for normal social and emotional development. Like we all have parents. The first relationship that we will have with is parents and our brother or sister. So we will have this type of attachment. We can't live with our parents. We love our brothers and sisters. This kind of attachment is very important for mental develop because they are the people who are going to be there in your stages of growth and lifespan. So these people plays a main role whether they can observe that if your mental health has grown, they can know how well a parents only knows their kids very well. So this is very important because as a human, if we can't have a emotional relationship or attachment with anyone, then there's something wrong with us. So we need to identify if we have a problem. If we have problem mingling with people, interacting with people, it's time to get help. Next will be social development theory. Social is all about you socialize with people. How do you? Not everybody will socialize. Social culture because we comes from different culture. Not everybody comes from same culture. So explores the influence the world has on individual development. Like we say nowadays, there's a K-pop, there's a Korean. People tend to influence and develop their social culture into that. Oh, I would like to be like this person. I like to be like how the white people like to adopt that culture. So how does this culture actually influence you? And you learn mostly social process development occur through interaction with people who possess more knowledge or skill than learn. When you like something, you'll try to imitate that into your life. When you imitate that, you'll just will be influenced by that and you will start to follow that social culture development because you already set in your mind, I want to follow this, I want to be like this. So that's how you will be. So for that, your mental health must be very good because you need to observe that. You need to have knowledge to identify what you are going into and to apply that in your life. Next will be what are the 7 stages of development? We have 7 stages. Infant development when we are born, toddler development when we are more than 3 years old, preschool development when we are from 5 to 8 or 9, middle childhood development when we are from 10 to 12, 10 to 14. That development is different. Adolescent development when we are 18 above, and adult development is more than 20 plus. So these stages plays a role. In infant, the development is different. We everybody need to teach us. When toddler, we will be learning certain things from our parents. And then preschool, we'll go to school and learn. Teacher will teach us. We will mingle with people. We'll interact with kids. From there, we will develop more. Middle childhood will go to another stage where we will upgrade ourselves to more develop into middle child. And then adults. When we become adults, we will know how to make decisions. We know which is right, which is wrong, what to do, what we can't do. When we are adults, we are already like fully formed humans. We know everything. Literally, we are already past all the stages so we are fully formed human. There's no problem for us to have any people are down syndrome, some people are the development is not proper when they're infant. It can affect them over the ages of life. So different people, different. This is for the normal people. For the people who are not born different, their growth is different. Then I think you can just go into the internet and see people born different. You can see different people. Their life is just more interesting than this. This is just like normal. It's been set as a stages, but that people will come out from their comfort zone and try to merge with the normal life people, but they go beyond that. They do things that you cannot imagine that they can do. You can just go and type in the Google and see YouTube. People who born different, they're outstanding. Like you see, the most tallest person in the world is going around the world. People are taking picture. Why people need to take picture with him? Because the attraction that he has put on, the changes of developmental has happened to him, has put him into a positive way. But when he was young, he was so embarrassed. But when people look at him, they look different. So everybody is different. We're born different. So the development is different. It's up to us whether we want to make it into a negative or positive. Main focus of developmental psychology is Focus on human growth, changes across the lifespan, including physical, social, our mental, psychologists change according personality. It plays a role in emotional growth. Like I said, when we were young, we can't control our emotion. We're only able to control. Time passes by, stages passes by. We know how to control our emotional. We know how to develop our personality. Oh, in these stages, I need to be like this. In my adulthood, I know I need to know which what I'm going to study and what I'm going to do in future. We need to know. When we know all that, when we have that kind of feeling, our mental has developed as a normal person. We can find out that that's will be different between cognitive psychology and developmental psychology. Focus on developmental areas of psychology focus on how behavior changes over time as person grow up. When we grow up, we can see now if you look at your life from baby until now, you can see changes. How does your behavior change? Maybe some people say when they are toddler, they used to be very naughty. When they grow up, they become a silent person. Those who in young time they are silent, when they grow up, they become very noisy. They tend to change. So that is the example of things you can get. They change. It has particular focus on behavior. Behavior, all about behavior. How does the behavior change? Meanwhile, the cognitive area of psychology focus on mental process like memory and attention. Cognitive is all about attention. Can you pay attention to certain things? Do you have a good memory? Can you remember what happened last week? Is your mental health is really good? It's all about your mental health because if you have a very good mental health, you can stay focused. Your memory will be very good. Some people will have this photogenic where they can just capture whatever they know and they can replicate that. So it is very very amazing skill. So people have like that skill. So developmental is all about how does your mental develop over the ages of your life and how good is your mental develop. And if it develop, you have to keep it as how it was. Do not stress it because if you stress it too much, you will end up becoming anxiety, depressed, and etc. So in order for you to keep the development in a good way, try to not stress yourself. Find a solution. Don't stress your mind because it can affect the development that will happen. Until we die, there's always a development in our mental health and psychological. I hope this topic has given you a lot of points today. You have learned a lot of things, new things, and I'm very happy to present this to you. And thank you so much for your time. If you have any question, you can ask me. Thank you, everyone, and stay safe.
That's amazing. Now, if you have any question regarding about this topic, then please type your question on comment section. Members, if you have any question regarding about this topic, then please type your question on comment section. That's amazing. We are obliged to you for your marvelous presentation and giving us your precious time. This session will be effective for our audience because you shared your intelligible knowledge with us. Thank you so much. Stay happy, stay safe.